Mr. Minkus is excused. Mr. Munson? Ms. Roberts? Jody Roberts? Ms. Paula Roberts? Dr. Westman?
Sure.
Ms. Wright?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Wonderful. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the July 30th meeting? A second? Thank you. All in favor? Aye. And opposed?
I'll be able to work this thing. How's that? Okay. No problems. I saw the problems last time, so I thought if I succeed in this, then I've done something good today. Well, good morning all. My name's Peter Kerr, and I'm the Communications Secretary of the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative. The reason I'm not the total secretary is because most of the meetings we have I have to skip out early because I have placement with my daughter, so I can't take the notes for those meetings, so I do everything else. But the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative is an umbrella organisation that consists of the Department of Health and Family Services, National Practitioners Network for Fathers and Families, the United Migrant Opportunity Services, UMOS, the YMCA of Greater Milwaukee, the YWCA of Greater Milwaukee, the Greater Milwaukee Foundation, the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors, New Concept Self-Development Center, Next Door Foundation, Rosalie Manor Community and Family Services, the Parenting Network, Parents Plus of Wisconsin, Wisconsin Fathers for Children and Families, the Vincent Family Resource Center, St. Vincent de Paul Society, Wisconsin Community Service, Milwaukee Women's Center, Child Abuse Prevention Fund, Betty Brin's Children's Museum, Managed Health Services, I Am, I Can, I See Foundation, Milwaukee Healthy Marriages Partnership, Maximus, the Children's Trust Fund, Milwaukee Social Development Commission, Head Start, State of Wisconsin, DWD, Agape Family Resource Center, the Helen Bader Foundation, Community Advocates. Long list, but they're all organisations and agencies that have fatherhood initiatives and are encouraging and working towards having fathers being more involved with their children and their families. The Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative holds events throughout the year, such as the Betty Brin's Children's Museum Father's Night Out. That's My Dad, a day-long picnic with the tug-of-war championships, barbecues, kids' game, music, bands, etc. A real festival celebrating dads and their children. Breakfast with Dads events occurs regularly through the year, and Nurturing Fathers programs. The Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative agencies provide direct contact services to dads for fatherhood programs. I'm also a member of the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative and function as their legislative liaison to the group. The Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative is an umbrella organisation that consists of Mayor Tom Barrett, Chairman and Member, National Fatherhood Initiative's Major Task Force on Responsible Fatherhood. Honorary co-chairs in that organisation, Mark Antonazio, Chairman and Principal Owner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Raymond Candarella, Executive Director, Latino Community Centre, Attorney John Daniels, Partner, Quails and Bradley, Fred Jones, President, FMJ Enterprises, Stephen Marcus, Chairman, President and CEO of the Marcus Corporation. Partnering agencies in the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative include the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative, Christian Faith Fellowship Church and Destiny Youth Plaza. The Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative holds a summit every year, and last year with over 1,200 men attended. We literally had to close the door because we physically couldn't fit any more men in the building. They also partner with community advocates and with some movers and shakers in the Milwaukee business community. To explain the function of these two organisations in a single sentence, the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative finds the fathers, and the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative turns them into dads. I'm also the creator and instigator of Walk for Children, Walk for Children was a once-off event last summer, and it was an 800-mile walk that weaved its way through many of Wisconsin communities from one end of Wisconsin to the other. Its purpose was to gauge the state of fatherlessness from a grassroots level and to find out what were the hurdles that were preventing men from being dads to their kids. I communicated with thousands of people, eye to eye, via phone, via email. I have a solid impression of what the mothers and fathers of Wisconsin want. It is why I'm sitting here today. You have a handout with you that will give you more information about Walk for Children. It's a matter of interest, and it happened, and I didn't do it to happen. From the Milwaukee Mayor, on behalf of the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative, the Outstanding Fatherhood Award last year in October. And my daughter was there. She was as proud as punch to see what Dad was doing. Last week, we had the monthly meetings of the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative on the Wednesday and the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative on the Thursday. Last week, both the Milwaukee Fatherhood Initiative and the Milwaukee Fatherhood Collaborative unanimously voted to support this bill. There's a lot of agencies underneath those two organisations. But I'd like to talk about who needs the courts when parental separation occurs. Now, I've heard previous testimony from people in the divorce industry, psychologists, family court commissioners, etc., people who earn their living and livelihood from the divorce industry. And they say, don't change anything. It's working fine. If it was working fine, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We wouldn't be passing Senate bills that add more circuit courts to our Wisconsin counties that cost taxpayers more money because there's more problems with our youths and adults. I've heard these same industry professionals say, don't make laws for 2% of people. Well, we do make laws for murder. Unfortunately, murderers are less than 2% of people. We have driving laws. Most people drive on the roads responsibly. We have laws to control the 2% that don't. We have laws so that the majority is protected from the minority. So who needs laws for the courts to enforce? The majority of parents respect their children enough to go out themselves, work it out themselves. They work out a schedule that is fair and equitable and, most importantly, respectful between both parents. And they will do this quickly in a divorce, in the first few months. These people don't need the courts, and they don't need this bill. A chunk of parents abandon their children, leaving only one parent, who doesn't need the courts either. When you only have one parent, there is no contest. They don't need this bill. Now, it's a good thing for kids to have a dad involved. It seems the only time you end up in court for a custody dispute is when dad wants to be involved. And as I said, that's a good thing for dads to be involved. Now, let me say that again. The only time two parents end up in court is when dad wants to be involved. And that's a good thing. So it's about having two parents who want to be involved, but one parent is greedy and wants more than their fair share. One parent is being unfair and inequitable about time spent with each parent. I've heard that a few cases go to trial. I can guarantee you that those cases that are stipulated or settled after a long and protracted battle are stipulated under duress because it is plainly obvious that the judge, guardian ad litem, and attorneys have already made their minds up about the outcome, even before the trial has occurred. In drawn-out cases, most fathers capitulate under duress, because there is no point in wasting your children's inheritance on what is obviously an outcome that has already been decided, in what the committee has recognised as a biased process against the father-child relationship. Fortunately, custody disputes are a minority,